Amita Seth, and I run this rescue and shelter program in a very small town of northern India. It's called Amritsar. It's famous for its golden temple throughout the world. So I was born and raised there, but I'm a proud Canadian for the last 20 years now. Um, I think 2019 October, I went to India for a wedding, and that's when I saw the worst condition of stray dogs ever. Like in that very small town, the stray population is around 40,000 dogs, which makes things really difficult for people as well as dogs. Don't give any shit about how dogs are dying on the streets. I witnessed myself when I was out for a walk. Six puppies. They didn't even open their eyes yet, and I found out that their mother died in a car accident. And I felt so helpless. I felt really helpless. I wasn't sure what to do, and I came back crying, and I told my husband, I said, we need to do something about it. And since then, I was working little by little, towards that direction. I was trying to connect with people who are local animal lovers, see if they can manage for me. So at this point, yes, we're running a successful shelter, which is like one of its own kind in Amritsar. And currently we have 40 dogs. But at the same time, how we started was the on-road treatment. So when people see an injured stray dog, they call us our helpline, and then we send our paravet, and they give on-road treatment. And for the dogs who cannot be rescued or treated on the streets, we bring them to the shelter. So far, on-road rescue, we have treated like 600 to 700 dogs so far. And currently we have around 40 in the shelter, but they come and go as they feel better. Then we release them back in the area after we get them neutered and spayed, whatever is needed. So that's what we're dealing with right now. So we have paralyzed dogs, we have blind dogs. Sometimes some people report about injured puppies, maybe 2 months old, 1 month old. So we bring them, we treat them, but by the time they are feeling okay, they cannot be accepted back in their areas. Their mothers won't accept, or other adult stray dogs won't accept, because they're very, very territorial. So it's very hard to release any new dog in the area, or they have their own territories, and they don't accept any outsider. So there are challenges, day-to-day challenges, but we're managing. Sitting here in Toronto, Canada, sometimes it's not easy to deal with people there, or because of the time difference. It's like 10.5 hours time difference, so it's not easy. I've had sleepless nights. I've had stressed mornings, but at the end of the day, it's very rewarding when you see that the dog is happy in your shelter, and they're playing with new toys, and they're getting fed properly, they're getting proper treatment. So it's rewarding. So that's a small attempt that my husband and I are trying to do, and it's called Pawsitive Sanctuary, by the way.
You tell me how many dogs at your rescue currently are in need of wheel carts, and can you go over the cost of the wheel carts?
Yeah, for sure. Currently, we have 6 dogs who are either their hind legs are not working or their spines are broken. What happens, it's a very common practice there, that dogs are trying to hide under the cars from people, from rain or weather, or whatever you want to call it. So if the car is parked, you'll find 6 to 7 stray dogs underneath. Yeah, so it's very common. And people, since there are so many stray dogs, people really don't care. Like it takes only 1 second to look inside under your car. If a dog is, you can shoo them away without without crushing their legs. But people don't see it. People drive like maniacs in that small town. There are so many cars, and they don't care. So a lot of cases lately, what's happening with broken legs are broken spines, and they're all accident cases. So we were just bombarded with, like, 5, 6 cases in a row, and they're all paralyzed. We had like this sweet little thing, like, oh my god, poor, like maybe 2 months old. If I show you, we named her Nikki. If you see on our
Oh
Insta,
yes,
she's
yes,
so
yes.
beautiful,
Nikki.
and she's white, like white dog, and she was so dirty with dragging her legs on the streets, and her legs were wounded because it's all concrete, right? So we made her cart locally made. But for one girl, Jasmine, we ordered this cart from another province, and it cost us around $200 Canadian. And so I thought, okay, well, you know what, 200 for these every dog. At this point, I can't, afford it. So I told my girls who work there, I said, why don't you go locally, show them this card, and then get something locally made. So it would cost us around like 50 Canadian dollars for a card.
And currently, do you still? I think you said you have 5 or 6 dogs that are
Yeah,
waiting for a cart?
yeah, five actually. One, they already got it made, and five more. Yeah.
And then you also mentioned that there are 2 dogs in your care that would need a major surgery. Could you talk a little
Yeah.
bit what that surgery is and the cost of those surgeries?
Yeah, they're one leg. They can't. It's like dangling, kind of. You know. Um, they the doctor, our vet, said that they're too weak to have a surgery at this point. So they are on calcium syrups and all that, vitamins and stuff, so that they can gain some health, and then they'll get their surgery. Uh, that surgery, the vet needs to put a rod in their leg so they can actually walk. That would cost us around 125 Canadian dollars per dog.
And then I know something that your rescue also focuses on is spay and neuter. You make sure you spay and neuter every dog before you release them back onto
Yeah,
the streets. Could
for
you
sure.
tell us how much on average a spay and a neuter costs your rescue?
Yeah. So just the vet cost, it costs us around 35 to 40 Canadian to neuter or spay a dog. And plus, transportation. My girls we don't have any car or any ambulance or anything yet, as we're relatively really new. So my girls have to do that auto rickshaw. I don't know if you ever seen online or not, but it's a three-wheeler, they call it. So it has one wheel at the front and two at the back. So my girls rent that. So it costs around, like, 50 Canadian, I would say, total overall to get neuter or spay one dog. Yeah.
And are there any other major costs that you run into with running your own rescue that you could use assistance with? And where do you get your normal funding from?
To start with, honestly, for first 6 or 7 months, I would say all the funding was from my husband and I, strictly. Like, and it was costing me around, like, because I'm a bookkeeper or professional accountant by profession, so I record everything in my accounting softwares. So I was keeping an account just to be clear in my head that how much do I need every month, right? So it was costing us around $2,000 every month. Some months were $2,500 too, Canadian. But right now, maybe I would say for past, like, maybe 2, 3 months, since people have known us on Insta, and that's how I actually met Kim too, right, Kim? So you followed us on Insta.
Yeah.
So people donate. What we started, actually, a virtual adoption program. So this is how we promoted ourselves. That you know how World Vision does, right? That you adopt a kid virtually and you pay this much monthly, and then we'll keep sending you the updates. So this is what we did for our pups. We said, okay, for for little puppies or less medical issues, you can virtually adopt for $20 a month, or $30 a month, or $40 a month, depending on the dog situation. So some people, chose that program. So right now, I would say 50% of the funding I'm able to collect, but 50% we're still doing from our own pocket. So